Day 3 of 13 Learning SQL series. Today we will talk about window functions. Not all the window functions, just the one row number, but today would be the start of introduction to window functions. Now before we get into window functions, we will have to recap the yesterday's concept called the over clause, on which Windows function is an extension. So what is an over clause? Okay, so over gives us a window of rows for a function to operate on. So over clause gives this window functions, a set of rows to operate on. So yeah, so what am I talking? So for example, you've got so let's say you've got this table called employee, right? Or let me take another better example. So let's start from what do we have? Customers. So and then let me order it by country. Now you see, if let's say I'd like to operate on groups of rows that belong to a country, so then these three rows will become one group, these two will become one group, and these two one group, and then all these will become one group. So when I talk about a window of rows, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, these are the window of rows that I'm talking about. So over clause will give the functions, some functions, the aggregator ranking functions, a window of rows, something like this, to operate on. So that's what over clause is. Now there are four ranking functions. Sorry, that operate over these windows. Okay, and they are row number. We will elaborately talk about what each of these would do, but first let me list them. Okay, then rank, and then dense rank, and then I have entire. Okay, for today's video we will focus on what row number does. So now, because we've already looked into the customer table, let's take an example. Now let's say you would want to order, let's say I want to order I want to add numbers to number against each row in a country. So I would want, so for example here I want to give 1 against this. So this is the first customer in Argentina, second in Argentina, third in Argentina. Okay, and then first in Austria, second in Austria, then first in Belgium, second in Belgium, based on their like first names. Let's say when they are ordered by the first names. So in Argentina, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. So P would come first, and then S would come second, and then Y would come third. So that is how I would want to order. So how do I do that? So that is where row number comes into picture. Let's say select. So we will first start with from. So from customer, I want all the rows. Select star, comma, and then then what I want, the over clause, and what should be my window? My window should be partitioned by the country and ordered by first name. So this is the window. I've created the window using over, and that window should be partitioned by the country and should be ordered by the first name. on which I want row number to operate on, over as, let's say, country customer index, let me call that. And so with that, when you run this, let's see what would happen. See, P is in Argentina, so let's look at just this window of rows. So now Patrico Simpson is given 1 index, Serigo Guterres is given 2, and then this fellow is given 3. The same thing happens with the Austrian customers, the same thing is with the Belgian customers, the same thing is with Brazilian customers. Okay, now what did we do here? We first created a window using the over clause and then partitioned the window using the country, ordered the rows in the window using the first name, and then to this window we wanted to give an index using the row number, and so we've used row number. So what does row number do? It gives a unique number, integer, to each row provided by the window of after provided by the window by over class, and then it increments that integer on each and every other row. Okay, so that's what's happening here. Now if you've understood this, then this very famous interview question, find the second highest salaried employee from employee table, should be a cakewalk. If you'd want to answer it all by yourself, just pause the video and work on it, and play the video after you've written your SQL query. But if not, please find the answer below. So let me search the employees table. Okay, here I have a list of employees with salaries. Note that all the employees have distinct salaries, that is, no two employees have same salary. Okay, no two employees have the same salary. Now assuming this condition is met on your table, let's write the query to find the second highest salaried employee. Now how would we do it? Simply add row numbers to the employees and then get the employee with the row number 2. Okay, how would I do that? From employee star comma, what would I do here is over, I want the window to be I want the whole employees table to be window. I don't want to partition it anyway. And then here what would I do is I'll simply say over order by salary descending. So this is my window. My window is ordered by the salary descending. And then here what would I do is simply say row underscore number over this as uh, salary index. Okay, now this will give me the index of this. And now what people usually do is simply say where salary index equals 2, and this will throw an error. Why? Look into the first video of the series that talks about the SQL control flow. So in the SQL control flow, where is executed before select, and therefore any aliases used in select cannot be used in the where clause. So now once you run it, this will throw an error because it doesn't know what salary index is. Now what should you do? All you'll have to do is simply make this a subquery, select star from salary indexed employees, salary indexed employee, and say salary index equals to 2. So this will give you the second highest employee. Okay, now if you want, which is Cynthia Collins, if you want the fifth salaried employee, fifth highest salaried employee, all you would have to do is change the index. But remember, this only works when the salaries are different, when each employee's salary is different from the other employee. What if there are employees with same salary? Okay, what if there are employees with the same salary? How would you do that? For that, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. We will discuss the other window function called dense rank in rank that can be used to answer such questions where row number is not helpful. Okay, in fact, row number, rank, and dense rank are completely different concepts. We are using those concepts to solve one particular famous interview question. So we will try to understand dense rank and rank in tomorrow's video. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.